Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to African Travel and More. Today I'm going to bring you part 2 of my top 10 bucket list countries to visit. But before I go into the video, I want to recap the countries that I already covered. So Namibia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Tanzania. My family reminded me that I failed to mention Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. So today, stay tuned. Thank you for checking in. Here are my top 10 countries that are bucket lists to see in Africa. Here we go. I just had to start this video with the beautiful aerial shot of Mount Kilimanjaro because I have plans to climb it one day. But until then, let's go to Kenya. Now, Kenya is a beautiful country with lots to see and lots to do with lovely people. I visited Mombasa, and Mombasa is fabulous. You will definitely get your groove back by lying out on the beach, soaking up the rays. You'll see the beautiful Maasai. I recommend going to Maasai village and engaging in the culture. I would also recommend, however, that you wait and book your safari once you get here. We were able to enjoy this beautiful Voice Safari Lodge because we waited until we got to Kenya and we booked. And so we were able to enjoy it at a fraction of the cost. So that's something to think about. But I can go into greater detail when I feature a full video of Kenya. Now, some of you, it may not be your thing, nature and all. I mean, I really enjoyed looking out of my window at the lodge, seeing the elephants walk by. But if it's not your thing, head over to Nairobi. Check this out. Yes, I know you don't eat meat. That's okay. They've got you covered with those fabulous dawa drinks that they make tableside. And they also have fruits and vegetables and, that sort of thing. But it is called carnivore, and they do serve a lot of different grilled meats, and it's fabulous. I love this place. We checked this out on a layover, and we were also able to get a good deal on at an Airbnb called Claire's Haven, and it was about $30 USD per night, and it included breakfast. So yeah, it was a fabulous experience. Number 4 is Uganda. Uganda is very near and dear to my heart. I've been there several times, meaning 4 to 5 times. The first time there, we visited Murchison Falls National Park, and we drove there. Yes, we rented a car and we drove. I'll explain in my full video how that went and what that looked like. But anyways, we were able to hire a tour guide on our safari of this great national park, and the fee was not that much. We paid the individual, and he came with us on the drive through Murchison National Park. So it was great. The next thing you should know about Uganda is it's the source of the Nile, and the Nile is the longest river in the world, and it's starts in Uganda, or it's there in Uganda, and I rode on that particular river and I loved it. It's in Jinja, and we also visited the equator. I was in the southern hemisphere and Jeff was in the northern hemisphere. And yes, you know about the equator and Bawindi Impenetrable National Park. Beautiful. People go gorilla trekking there. But don't miss Kampala. Kampala is a busy city with gridlock traffic. And yes, we drove in Uganda. That's an experience that I'm going to need more time to explain. And the babies here are near and dear to my heart. We support an orphanage there in Uganda. And if you want to support, you may visit us at Purpose Global Village. Next up, West Africa, Senegal. Now, in Senegal, they're French speaking, or I should say, Wolof is spoken widely with a little bit of English. You should visit this Renaissance monument, the African Renaissance monument, that is. It is a wonderful experience. Gore Island, so lovely. Although it has the House of Slaves, which is sad, but you learn a lot while you're there and you can have a fabulous meal. Pink Lake. Yes, you have to get up early for this one. Pink Lake was really hard for me because I'm not a morning person, but I met a lot of wonderful people while at Pink Lake. As you can see, I love to enjoy myself. Number two, yes, yes, Ethiopia and that delicious, delicious coffee. What can you say? We visited their national museum in Ethiopia, and it houses the remains of Lucy. And Lucy is 3.2 million years old. And another interesting fact about Ethiopia is they're the only African country that was never colonized. But I just had to throw that fact in because I forgot at the beginning. Now, at this museum, they have the throne and the clothing of Haile Selassie. And he is emperor, or he was emperor when he was living. There's also Lalabella, the rock hewn churches, and yes, the Buna Maflat coffee ceremony. You must, if you don't do anything else, engage in the coffee ceremony and have lots of coffee while you're there. It's wonderful. The Ethiopian people are so beautiful and they love, love, love sharing the culture. And it's a beautiful culture with the dancing, the food. I mean, yes, you will love it. That injera and all that other good stuff that comes with it. Oh, I can't get enough of Ethiopia. And last but not least, Ghana. Oh my goodness, I do. I love Ghana. I've traveled to Ghana. I cannot tell you the amount of times. Ghana started my African love affair. I first visited Ghana in 2010. And since then, I have traveled to Ghana. I mean, sometimes twice a year. I was recently there, January of 2020. I did my first tour. And yes, Ghana has that Akwaba spirit. Akwaba means welcome. And I tell you, Ghana, you have to go to Ghana because of the culture, because of the food, because of the people. Ghana, to just watch how it's grown since 2010 is just amazing. And yes, Makola Market. I love Makola Market. I love going to that market and haggling and going back and forth. I love going to Cape Coast, going to the museums. I mean, on in Ghana. Oh, and the slave dungeons. Well, I don't really like going there, but you know, you go because it's part of the history. But I'm going to tell you something. When you go, you're going to get a healing when you return to that slave dungeon, because you know that you're coming back to your ancestors where they were, and you come full circle. But yeah, Ghana, I mean, I can go on and on and on and on about it. It's my heart. I love it.